repeat after me. Copy. All right, welcome once again to yet another quarterfinals and yet another battle out here at the Asian Cricket Council Women's Premier Cup 2026. And the next exciting game of quarterfinals is going to be between Indonesia and Oman. Good afternoon and welcome once again to ACC Women's Premier Cup 2026. And an exciting game out here between Indonesia and Oman is just about to start. Well, now let's go into the toss where Dennis is there with both the captains.
Two teams this morning have already booked their semi-final places in the ACC Women's Premier Cup in Malaysia. And this afternoon, one of them will join them here at the UKM Oval. The clash is between Indonesia and Oman. At the toss, I have the two captains, Putu Nanda from Indonesia, Priyanka Mendoka from Oman, and our match referee, Mishra Shivami. Putu is the home captain, so she will do the tossing. Tails is a call.
And this is head.
Heads. Putu, you win the toss. What would you like to do and why?
We like to bat first. We want to set a target for the Oman.
All right, you've come a very long way in this tournament, and this gives you an opportunity of actually qualifying for the Asia Cup. What is going to be your plan today?
I think we've been doing good in this tournament, so we want to continue our momentum. So we just play simple. We want to play 120 balls and smash the bat ball.
All right, you have a target in mind?
I think 120 plus.
Okay, good luck to you and the girls.
Thank you.
Priyanka, a smile on your face. Does it mean you're happy to bowl first?
Yeah, I mean, we should always be ready for both sides, and our girls are really pumped up. It's all about the execution, and we're really excited to take this match.
All right, pretty strong side you're going to be taking on, but it's been a good journey for you so far in the tournament. How well have you prepared with the girls for this crunch quarterfinal?
Yeah, we've had 2 days of rest, so the girls have really got back to the dressing room and to the hotel, and they have looked upon the areas of coverage, and hopefully we are going to do well today and take the game ahead.
Okay, good luck to you and the girls.
Yeah, thank you so much.
The news from the middle: Indonesia have won the toss and they will be batting first.
Welcome back, and there it is. Indonesia has won the toss and they have decided to bat first. Well, it's going to be a good game of cricket. We've already had Hong Kong, China, who's qualified to the semi-finals. What a game that we've witnessed. And of course, some good performances are responsible for a win like that. And eventually you want those kind of performances to come in the big games. And on the other hand, we also have Thailand, who've made it to the semis. As you can see, the tournament is just getting better and better. With me is Yusuf in the com box. Yusuf, great start with Hong Kong, China, and Thailand getting to the next level, and that is the semi-finals.
Thailand and Hong Kong facing each other in that first semi-final up next. And sun is bright and shining after a bit of a rain scare early in the morning. But thankfully, the weather gods have been kind here in Malaysia. And we are able to get in a full quota of overs. Indonesia's openers very much informed this tournament. Ramavati and Desi Wulandari, both of them incredibly good batters. They've got on the better end of the score sheet quite some time. And they'll be expecting to gain momentum early in this innings as well.
Well, it was the two results that came in the morning. Thailand women winning by 56 runs against Nepal. And Hong Kong, China women winning by 41 runs against Japan. So two good quarterfinals that we've seen from the morning. And now it's the afternoon time. The sun is shining brighter. And we're just about to begin the proceedings for this much awaited game. Let's go ahead and see what excitement we can catch up with this wonderful game that is coming up between Indonesia and Oman. Overall, Yusuf, if you've seen the performance by Indonesia has been brilliant. And no doubt they want to put some runs on the bat.
Alifia Syed, opening bowler for Nepal. And rightly said, Dipesh, they're unbeaten in the tournament so far. They've had the better of the oppositions in more convincing fashion than other teams in the same quarterfinal bracket have. So they'll definitely want to keep going with that winning momentum. Out with their blue jersey today, Indonesia.
That's a good delivery, but played nicely. And the first runs off the bat. It's going to be a good start. Especially, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of batting happens in the power play overs. And for that matter, even Oman bowlers have been pretty well in this tournament. Alifia Asif opens the bowling end for Oman.
Usually it's Desi holding one end and then Ramavati going bang bang. We'll have to wait and see how they complement each other today. Good thing for Oman is that Alifia Syed has looked good so far. They have plenty of bowling to come. Their spinners are very good. Priyanka Mendonca has led from the front. And of course, Amanda Di Costa as well.
Once again, one onto the front foot, straight down the ground towards the mid-off region. It's a single here.
Watch out for Ramavati. She's an incredibly strong batter on both sides of the wicket. Quick to judge length, and if there is anything loose on the ball, she's very, very adept at pouncing on them. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, and I'm sure Oman would have done their research as well. Syed to continue.
I think it's the right move now for Alifia Asif to go right arm round the wicket for Wulandari.
End of the first over, 2 for none.
First over is gone and it's 2 runs at this moment.
As expected. Priyanka Mendonca bringing herself on early in the innings. Oman skipper has been incredible. She's got quite a number of wickets, and Oman resorting their traditional ploy of spin up front. Gets onto the back foot, and that'll be easy pickings. Wulandari. The one good thing that you'll see with Indonesia is their intensity in running and in scoring. They're always looking for those ones and twos, even if the boundaries aren't available. And Ramawati, somebody on the other side of the coin, prefers to get her runs of boundaries.
Yes, Indonesia winning the toss, deciding to back up unless they put some runs on it. And this one's a full toss ball, and that's gone. Wicket falls down here.
That's a big fish there. Ramawati, that was there to be hit into the Kuala Lumpur metro. Missed out on that, and that is a huge moment in the game. Priyanka will know that ball wasn't deserving of a wicket, but they'll come however they'll take however it comes. And Indonesia in an early spot of bother. New batter in Vesika. She's looked really good for them as well, but Ramawati has no one to blame except herself. Priyanka, immediate impact, albeit not the way she would have liked it to have happened, but important moment in the game. Samira Khan, the catcher on that occasion. Priyanka Mendonca. Again, giving the ball plenty of air time. Vesika connects it very well.
Well, yes, a big wicket there. Just 3 runs, and what a start by Oman.
Mendonca to Vesika. Once again, takes it on the full. Chance of run out at the non-strikers end. A bit more dynamic fielding and it would have been a bit more closer. Priyanka Mendonca to continue. Gives it a bit more air time, and that's wicket number 2. Oman flipping the script here. These are 2 of Indonesia's most strongest batters. And the skipper, she's leading from the front here. Incredible scenes.
Oh, just can't believe what I'm watching right now. It was all from morning that Indonesia will be dominating again the way they've done it in the series, in the entire tournament, sorry. But looking at the start, I think Oman has a better plan and they just all gaga about it.
Oman will believe that now with that insurgence of energy, they're going to have a bit more belief. There's going to be a bit more spring in the step when it comes to the field. And they're going to have some incredible energy in the power play. Oman They couldn't have asked for an ideal start.
Well, yes, Yusuf, you just can't believe what you're watching at this moment. It's just a fantastic and a dreamer of a start that Oman has got. Priyanka Mendoza, 2 wickets for her. This one's going to be a wide ball. So there is one more ball remaining for this magical over, I would say, to finish.
I think this over was destiny written in the stars for Mendonca Nanda Sakarini, the skipper of Indonesia, now the new batter. Takes it on the full. Technically very strong. She gets onto the front foot and gets her account up and running. Indonesia in a very huge spot of bother now. 4 for 2 after 3 overs. 6 for 2, I beg your pardon.
Well, after 2 overs, it is 6 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. What a start there for Oman. Just unexpected. Indonesia, with the experience that they've got, they still can get back. But Niputu and Nilu is going to have a real challenge there out in the middle. Especially the figures, the bowling figures of Priyanka. 2 wickets for 4, and they're going up and louder for this one. Yusuf, this just says that, if you have a better plan, it's just about the execution, how you do it in the middle.
I think it's a bit of that, and also the fact that, Oman have had their fortunes with that first wicket of Ramawati was supposed to be hit out of the park on that occasion. And ball to Vesika was a peach of a delivery. Deserved every bit of that wicket. And now we have Nanda earlier than she would have expected at the crease. Shorter delivery, cuts it behind point. That'll be one more run to the total. Trying to absorb pressure here, the Indonesian skipper.
Well, if, of course, right now, I think Oman would be just looking to keep that momentum on, because they've got 2 wickets. So now it's a good chance for the batters to keep them on the back seat. But if a change is happening in the field again, I think they're just getting the short square leg in place. Another one. It's a good delivery straight to the fielder there. But again, it's a thought process that might have been in the discussion during the net practice before coming out to the big quarterfinals and facing Indonesia.
Definitely, I think Indonesia's top 4 have been in scintillating form this tournament. Whenever the opportunity has been given, they've risen to the occasion. And today, like you can see, it's one of the days that can go wrong. But these two are looking good regardless. They'll want to absorb that pressure and post a competitive total.
It's the first shocker that came in of that full toss ball. And then, the spin kept on happening. Both of them, some amazing thinking from Priyanka, especially the second one, where she bowled it on the leg stump. Very least that the batter thought that it will just turn and come back onto the leg stump. And never ever she must have thought that this will spin so much. And it did spin and came back on the stumps. In fact, even the first wicket, it was a full toss ball. So the batter tried to go on the top. And then it was just realized that, oh, what a mistake to play that full toss ball. This one's hammered. Couple of bounces and that will go for a boundary.
Sakarini, she's not taking too much of what has happened to her head. She knows her strength. and played the ball on its own merit. Indonesia 12 for 2 after 3. Priyanka Mendonca usually doesn't bowl as the second over. She usually comes as first change after the first 4 overs are done, and usually after the power play. And today, she's put in a master stroke with those changes up front and bringing herself on.
Yeah, probably she might be even looking to give more of those shockers to the Indonesian batters. Here we go once again. Priyanka. This one's in the air. And that will be half a dozen runs into the kitty of Indonesia.
Doesn't hesitate to bounce on the loose ball. Vesika, previously player of the match as well. Ball flighted, took the opportunity. Boy, oh boy, over extra cover for 6. You have to give that a salute.
It's a very good shot there. Suddenly just charging back on. And it is said that in T20 cricket, attack is the best defense. That is what they're trying to do now. Nilu going in for that attack. What a wonderful shot that is. This one's again pounced into the gap, and a long chase there for the fielder, but the ball will win the race. 6 and a boundary.
Incredible player of spin and pace, Vesika. Once again, width on offer. Opens it up and goes over the offside. Had to just get enough bat. And the power play does it enough to keep the fielders in. And the ball goes down for yet another boundary.
Nothing stops there for Indonesia. They are just going to make it bigger and better. 22 for 2. And right now, where is the next one going to go? And this time it is on the leg side. Sixer to start off, then a boundary towards the extra covers, and this time a little bit of shuffle. And look at that.
The contrast in the 2 overs. Priyanka now being taken to the cleaners. This is how you deal with pressure. Deepesh, you mentioned how attack is the best form of defense. And she's taking it to its maximum now. Vesika.
This is some excellent batting out there from Vesika, Ratna Devi. What a shot that is. In just 3 deliveries of Priyanka, who dominated the first over of her spell, has been given a message saying that we are not here to stop and we are here to play like this. Yet another boundary and a wonderful sweep shot there.
You can't afford to do that, dropping it short and giving so much time for Vesika to work with. And she's making it abundantly clear that they are not going down easy, Indonesia. They bat deep, they bat strong, and they have an incredibly talented lineup of batters and bowlers. It will not be easy to down this Indonesian side. They won the toss, and they decided to bat first against the run of play, and they surely would have had a gameplay.
This is some good cricket that we can witness now. A fuller delivery there by Priyanka, and that's going to be the end of the over. Pretty expensive there, with 30 for 2 after the end of 4.
Alifia Sayed to continue. Our photographer, Vincent, has been doing the rounds in this hot sun and giving us some amazing visuals. Alifia Sayed to continue.
Well, yes, now let's see what's in the store from Indonesia batters. We saw some power hitting in the previous over. The ideal way, the ideal approach in which you need to play the power play overs with Vasika going all guns blazing. And Nanda Sakarini on the other side. Right now, Nanda is on strike, and Vesika at the non-strikers end. Alia comes out and wonderful shot towards the offside. A perfect square cut to get a boundary.
Fiza Javed just watching as the ball went past her. She times the ball incredibly well. Nanda has incredible head position and the weight transfer comes through very cleanly. Very strong connector of the ball to bat, and she's also well on her way. 10 of 6 for the skipper now.
Just from the last over, the things have changed again. And the things have changed very well for Indonesia, especially these two batters, Nanda and Vesika. I think they're just going for every ball that is coming to them. Alia. Alifia, and that's gone. Big wicket, big moment. What a turnaround of events this is happening out here, Yusuf. It's just very difficult to understand on whose side the coin is right now.
There was no chance of a run at all there, and it was the skipper's call, but Vesika had made more than halfway down the pitch. There's too much of eagerness to get at the other end. You need to keep your patience and your spirits grounded. That's an incredibly talented batter walking out for absolutely no mistake of hers while batting. A lack of communication resulting in something totally undeserving. But props to Oman's fielders. Direct hit was what was needed, and direct hit was what was resultant of it. Incredible piece of fielding. This has been a confusing piece of cricket all round. Suddenly the pendulum swinging either way.
I mean, this is what is surprising, Yusuf. You've got good boundaries and sixes in the previous over where you faced Priyanka. You've attacked, and then again there is Nanda Sakarni who's getting boundaries as well. So what's the hurry to get back to the strikers' end? Just difficult to understand, as you rightly said. It's everything right now. Yet to be decoded and yet to be unfolded. But what we know right now is a new batter has joined the 22 yards with Nanda Sakarini. Runs there. But now they'll have to be very careful. They cannot keep on losing wickets like this. Alifia got some hopes back in this over, but it's some good fielding as well, good throwing as well. Time 35 for 3. Another one that's slow on pace. So Lisa Kase has come out to bat here. It's just the first ball that she's faced, a dot ball. Alifia, good over once again. And she's got this last ball running in. Again, trying to hit that out, bit of a room. And this time they will not want to take any risk by running it through. Anyways, it's a wide ball, so you'll be getting a single by default with that extra run. And this is what Yusuf, a wicket does to you. Here, if you see, relatively to the previous scenario where the run out happened, the run was there, but they still hesitated to run for it.
Exactly. I think Indonesia need to get their energy in control here. Right now, it's chaotic all over the place. It's only Nanda who's looked assured at one end. Vesika, especially after that expensive over, resulting in a very bad turnout for 36 for 3 at the end of 5.
5 overs gone, 36 for 3. Dennis, welcome to the Combox.
Thank you, Dipesh. Things are so far not going the way of Indonesia, who won the toss and elected to bat first. They've lost most of their top order for only 36 runs, and there's just one more over in this power play. Player of the match in the game against the Philippines bowled a very good spell. Amanda De Costa starts off with a wide. The target for Indonesia is 120 from here on. That's what their captain mentioned. Dipesh, I don't know what you think. What should they do to get there, given that they've lost their top order that has been scoring most of the runs for them?
Absolutely. Too many things have happened to even just go for it one by one. But to be very honest, this has been an amazing start by Oman, especially Priyanka getting those 2 wickets. Then again, it was Vesika who got back to Priyanka with those big numbers in that over, 3 boundaries, 1 6. And after that, that sudden run out, I just still can't believe it. But a very good throw by Jaya Dhanya. Gunasekar got Vesika out. 3 boundaries, 1 6 to that innings of Vesika. But now Indonesia will have to be very careful.
A message here from the dugout for Indonesia. One of the extra fielders just running into the boundary and shouting some instructions. Not sure what exactly. But Indonesia, one of the sides that highly ranked in this tournament. Global ranking of 21. So when they come into a game like this, they are the favorites. And the wickets have lost the pace. A lot of them, the fault of the batters, not like it has been some good bowling.
Well, yes, I mean, that's what I think I was discussing earlier with Yusuf. You get a wicket on the first ball. That is one, surprise element. Then I think it was just that confidence that the ball will not turn, but eventually the ball did turn and that came onto the stumps. And third one, yes, again, no chance of a run, but you just run half of the wicket and then you have to pay the price for it.
I'm sure Oman won't mind that. They'll just keep doing what they're supposed to do. They have a solid batting lineup as well, Oman. So they have to be very, very careful not to post a small total. Chance for stamping. It was a stamping opportunity and missed by the wicketkeeper. She was more interested in the catch.
I mean, why would you do that? Come on, you already got better hold of it. Just might as well take out the bails instead of appealing. Oh God. Just missed out on a very good chance there.
And you can see the bowler, Amanda De Costa, just telling the wicketkeeper, why did you just go for the stamping? But that concludes the power play. Indonesia 39 for 3. They won the toss in this game and elected to bat first. Changing the bowling for Oman. Ashok is the new bowler for Oman. The other quarter-final match that's happening at the Biomass Oval, the host Malaysia taking on a very, very strong and inspired UAE side. But two teams already through to the semi-finals here at the UKM Oval. Hong Kong, China remained unbeaten as they defeated Japan. While at the Biomass Oval, comprehensive performance and win by the favorites, Thailand, as they defeated Nepal. So two teams already through to the semi-finals, and two other teams will be joining them this afternoon. Ashoka, the new bowler, opportunity here for Oman. They've spread the field, so the run scoring is not going to be easy for Indonesia.
Sushantika Ashok, let's see what difference she's going to make over here. And this one's gone in the air. The only thing that there's no attempt for the catch. Couple of runs, and we've seen some good running between the wickets throughout, Dennis.
Yeah, Putu trying to get the move on Ashok. Nearly chipped the ball down the throat of the fielder. I think she's lucky. Just never went that far. Good placement. They'll just get the one run. Anxious to score runs. 120 is their target. There will be no run so far. Keeping them very, very quiet. The 3 wickets, Dipesh, do you feel they've just slowed down Indonesia? If they hadn't lost 3 wickets, you feel they will be scoring at a higher rate?
Yeah, that is what happened. And not just wickets, but some big wickets that they lost initially, and never thought that this would turn around in just the second over. And after that, it has been very difficult. Now, even if there is a single that possibly they would have ran if the wickets wouldn't have gone, they're still hesitating now whether to go for a particular run or not.
Hits it down to the sweeper. Oh, they get in each other's way, the two batters. That's what you've been talking about, Dipesh, that the running between the wickets now is not also, doesn't come with a lot of confidence. We'll come back to that after this. 44 for 3 after 7. Trying to see that replay. Kissy and Putu getting in each other's way. Again, that comes as a result of ball watching instead of looking at your partner.
Right now, if you see, if you're talking about the average that which Indonesia is playing, I think they're doing good on it, 6.29. But then it's more to do with how are they going to be stable in this one if they keep on losing wickets.
I think from here on, they just need to get to the halfway stage, 10 overs. Then from that 10th over mark, you can assess the situation and make up your mind if you're going for it. Inside edge. Runs past the keeper. More runs are for Indonesia. They get at least 2 runs. Good work on the boundary from the fielder, but the cut back for her just created the opportunity for a 3rd run.
Oh, this is brilliant running between the wickets as soon as that inside edge came in, and of course a very good fielding there by Alifia. She ran very hard to get hold of it and finally saved runs as well. 43 for 3. But Salisa and Nanda, the way they've ran is absolutely stunning.
big turn there from Amanda. It's a bit of turn on that wicket. We've already seen one wicket. The ball turned so much. I think there's some opportunity for the spinners.
Just in the break, when I was having a look at the wicket, there are certain cracks on the wicket, and that's another boundary. Comes into the position so early, a sweep shot there, uses the pace of the bowler.
On the pads, they have volley and clapped away to the boundary. Half a chance for the fielder, but was struck so well by Kissy and just goes to the boundary. That will release some pressure at the boundary. Very, very loud dugout, the Indonesian dugout. It's been very, very loud. Even up here in the comms box, we can hear them. Good comeback there from Amanda Di Costa. Fruitful over for Indonesia, 52 for 3 after 8 overs. A shock will continue for Oman. Pushed back and good fielding of our own bowling. Ashok has a good way of making sure the ball is slow enough, trying to entice you out of your crease. Tossed up in the air, but extras. At the pace we saw in the first game, once they go to the power play, Hong Kong is when they switched gears. But very importantly, they also had wickets in hand.
Well, yes, they had wickets in hand and they had a proper game plan. I think even the middle order stood to the occasion. Even the tail ender went on to bat on till 7 8. So it was overall a very good performance. And once you have 140 odd runs with you, I think it's the bowlers who, again, are fantastic combination in Hong Kong, China.
And extras and missed too much turn on the ball and it was missed by the keeper. Some work to do for fine leg. It was a shot, actually. No extras indicated by the umpire. Indonesia trying to find the move on Oman. Oman picked up 3 quick wickets. Again, more extras. Captain of Indonesia, Nanda Putu, very, very confident that at least if they get 120, they have it in their bowling to get into the semifinals.
Yeah, and secondly, I think now Oman should not take it loose because you are watching a lot of extras that are coming in. They should not suddenly go into that cushion where they can think that they can spare some of the extras. Extras is something that will always give you runs, and it is not going to be benefiting for Oman at this point in time where you've actually kept a good grip on the game.
Yeah, Oman will know that the pressure is not on them, but on Indonesia. Indonesia, the favorites. Wow, very well bowled. Good areas there from Ashok just to test that outside edge. Tossed up in the air. body and soul there from a shock. I hope she didn't injure herself because that was struck with some power from Putu.
I think she would feel the pain. Not really sure if that's the ankle or the ball hitting that particular. I think even before the ball hit, she might have just hurted her knee. Not really sure unless and until the physios come in and just see. Meanwhile, it's 9 over gone and it's 58 for 3.
Yeah, it looks like the umpires are going to use the same opportunity just to signal for the drinks break. Maybe, maybe not, but everyone has come on just for some instructions and refreshments for both teams. Some repair and recovery work done on a shock. She should be okay to continue. 58 for 3 after 9 overs is where Indonesia is. They won the toss and decided to bat first in this quarterfinal match against Oman. The captain leading the repair work for them after losing 3 quick wickets. Putunanda is on 19. She's found a willing partner in Kisi Salisa. Amanda Di Costa will continue for Oman. Very, very attacking field set here from Oman. Hit to the sweeper. They only have 2 fielders out of the inner circle, yet they can at least use 4.
Well, it's again Indonesia that is very careful. Suddenly, that approach has changed so much after the wickets that have gone down. But I think they need to now move out and just try to get big runs and big shots clearly in. But again, Dennis, some tight bowling also has been keeping them inside the crease with dot balls coming in quite frequently. Amanda. Spinners have done an excellent job here, starting from Priyanka.
Hit well by Putu, but good work on the boundary, and she will get some high fives from the rest of the team because she had to run a long way to cut off the ball. Samira Khan. Manadi Costa, the player of the match in the win against Philippines. So she's capable enough. Very good placement by Indonesia. They'll keep milking it. And like we mentioned, if they at least get to the halfway stage when they still have 7 wickets in hand, that gives them a platform to launch from there on.
Yeah, I think the game plan will change after 10 overs. As you rightly said, that they have wickets in hand. So we will have to wait for the drink break to come in. Probably that is where the discussions will happen. And maybe we see a different approach after 10 overs.
But I would also remind you, wickets in hand is not runs in hand. So those are 2 different things. A full toss gift from Amanda Di Costa, but she won't be punished, so they get just 1 run. And that will conclude over number 9 and will get us to the halfway stage. The situation is 62 for 3 for Indonesia, who won the toss and decided to bat first. Oman picked up 3 quick wickets inside that power play. But after that, the captain has come together with Kisi Salisa, and they've been able to consolidate and get their team in a good position. We'll be back after this drinks break. Yeah, we are back with the action here at the UKM Oval. Second quarter final here. The first one going the way of Hong Kong, China, who defeated Japan to get themselves into the semifinals. This one, Indonesia winning the toss in this one and electing to bat first against Oman. Indonesia, one of the other unbeaten teams so far in this tournament. They're currently 62-3. How do they move on from here on? Has to be the will of the skipper that will get them going.
I think the approach will be clear from Indonesia. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and they're well aware that the best way for them to go about business is to be very proactive in running and in shot selection. And that's why you're seeing Nanda immediately moving her feet, getting those quick runs.
Yusuf, you've watched a couple of their games. Again, hitting the sweepers, hitting the ball very hard. So that can challenge the sweepers. But you've watched a couple of their games. There are enough runs in that mid loader to get them to at least 140.
The problem with the situation so far is they haven't batted first. Very similar to UAE. The middle order hasn't been tested. This time, Nanda gets onto the back foot and punches it in front of square fielder. Will have some work to do. And they'll come back for a second. Coming back to what you were talking about, Dennis. Their top order has gotten the job done on more occasions than one. And today, it's the middle order who are being tested. And so far, they're doing a good job of it.
Well, struck with chance. We ran out. But was struck with so much by Gunaseka. Didn't have time to just roll it back and take off the bails. She will probably need some deep heat freeze on that, on the hand, because it hit with so much power. If you look at the player and the other image, they were so down on the ground when they realized later on that Gunasek had fielded the ball. 12th and 13th player for Indonesia always eager to bring some water because they know the amount of work that the two are doing out in the middle.
I mean, with the heat here, it's important that you hydrate yourselves, and they're trying to use every juncture to try and sneak in a bit of fluids. Gunasekar to Nanda. Short, pulled straight to short mid wicket.
Very good running between the wickets. Gunaseka, they are not happy with the fielders because they allowed them to pick up a very unnecessary extra run. Every run that is added to the total, you know that makes your job a lot harder in the second innings. I was out there in the middle for the toss, but I'll tell you that it was very, very hot. So you have to feel for the players. That will be the 11th over, 68 for 3, Indonesia. Make another bowling change, Oman. My apologies. Amanda Di Costa will continue. She's one of their best bowlers. I see they want to bowl her out of the attack. We're just in the 11th over. Risky business for Oman here, Yusuf.
Exactly, they've kept it very attacking, and Indonesia have not responded in equal spirit. This time tries to go over the top, but fielder in plays. Exactly, Amanda Di Costa, even her, they've kept her quiet. None for 16, her 3.2 overs, except for that early flourish of wickets by Mendonca and that run out. Indonesia wouldn't mind this score, Dennis.
They're playing very, very well within themselves, applying the pressure on the fielders. And if they keep going like this, if they get to the 100-run mark by, let's say, the 15th over, I think they will have set themselves up very, very well and recovered so much better after a poor start.
Absolutely. I think they haven't let the run rate slip away. They've kept it above a run a ball. They'll be really happy with that. In comes Nanda. This time goes straight over the bowler's head. Fielders will have some work cut out, but comfortably covering that ground there, the long off fielder.
Yeah, Nanda has also been very responsible in her approach. She's not just trying to hit everything. Trying to go big, but just miscues the ball and it goes up in the air. That attacking fielding position bringing the wicket for Oman. And they finally break this partnership. Indonesia now 4 wickets down for 72.
It was a long time coming, that wicket. And she was looking to try and maximize run scoring at some point. The batter, Kisi Salisa, and went for a wild hike. Just swiped her wrists at a ball that was never really there to be hit in that direction. And pays the price. And in comes the new batter for Indonesia, Fitria Radharani.
Yeah, the 38-run partnership comes to an end between the captain and Kisi, but a good one that has led to a recovery. The two of them came together when the score is only 34. And now they will have to start all over again. Amanda Di Costa can't be kept out of the action. Finally, she gets a wicket. Again, trying to go big, nearly popped for the fielder. I was just going to say that the fielder, she just kept moving back instead of coming in front. If she had stayed in front, that could have been an opportunity. This is the new batter. 73 for 4 after 12. Gunaseka will continue. Gunaseka, one of the better batters. So when she's bowling, sometimes it's good to have batters who bowl. She needs to understand that if I bowl well, I'll be chasing fewer runs. Attacking positions for the new batter. Good stuff here from Oman. Good awareness for them. Half track, a poor ball there from Gunaseka. That one won't get you a wicket.
I think Gunasekar also was involved in that very important partnership with Fiza Javed in their previous game as well. Played here at the UKM Oval and eventually coming up trumps Oman versus the Philippines.
Yeah, the placement there are not very good from Putu. Just hits the ball hard, but she's trying to hit it down the ground. If she's able to angle her bat and get it through mid wicket, there's a very big gap. This time she gets it through. Because the protection for Gunaseka is cow corner, long off and long on, and then extra cover.
Zaidania Gunasekar to continue.
Always been intrigued, Yusuf, by what coaches write in those books, and if they ever refer to the notes.
Really like your thinking, Dennis. Well, chance of the ball falling in the air, but no fielder there. I think it's references that they do keep them. Well, each coach has their own way of going about things. You look at the ACC reserve umpire as well, making sure that her notes are in place. All have their own way of going about making sure that they jot down references. End of the 13th over 77 for Indonesia.
I'll tell you a story. There was always a joke back home for our national team coach who also likes jotting down notes. That one of the sponsors for the national team should be a company that manufactures books because he writes so much. So at least they will give him a full year supply of books. He will never run out of notebooks.
Has he published his book?
That means we'll need a publisher for all his notes, I think. And it's been around for a very long time. He has a lot of notes to publish. Captain Priyanka back into the attack. But she'll be welcomed into the attack with a boundary. That's the power of Putunanda. She welcomes our opposite number with a boundary.
Incredible. Attacking her counterpart on this occasion. She's held that innings together, stood there, made sure that she's kept the scoreboard ticking and has made batting very easy. And Priyanka Mendonca, except for that first over, she's been expensive.
This time, a boundary followed by a single. Good cricket by Putunanda. How important is the captain's knock going to be for Indonesia?
I think number one, they need those runs, definitely. And number two, it's going to uplift the team. When your captain leads from the front with the performance, it generally lifts the team spirit up and you begin to respect and feel more loyal towards your captain. And Priyanka Mendonca also has led from the front with the ball, but since that first over, it's looked a bit bleak for the Oman team.
Next side, but there's protection. Strange place to have a fielder when a spinner is bowling. I don't know if she was there by default or by mistake. Leg side, but no conviction in that shot from the captain, Putunanda. Very good responsibility from Putu. That's what I was talking about, Yusuf. That's a very strange position to have the fielder. It's the fielder at deep square leg. They are normally straighter.
Wonderfully hit by the skipper. She's looking really good now. Hasn't hesitated to take it to the good bowlers of the opponents. Has kept that scoreboard running, and Indonesia are still in on position for a good score here.
Good, very well done now from the captain again. After boundary, she gets another single. Very good over for Indonesia. That one, they collect at least 11 runs from that over. 88 for 4 after 14. Gonaseka will continue. Swing and a miss. Oman, they go on the defensive when Putunanda gets on strike. And when the new batter is on, they try and come in and make an attacking field.
Still, regardless of context, they've kept the scoreboard ticking. Sakarini, the skipper, has led from the front, and Fitria Radharani also continuing and assisting her skipper ably. Gunasekar bowls a high ball. Oh my goodness, chance of a run out at the non-striker's end on that occasion. The skipper was gone had Gunasekar held on to it.
Yeah, there was an opportunity not taken. These half chances is what Oman needs to be able to capitalize on. But mentioned that if they get to 100 in the 15th over, they will be in a position to launch. But even 90, I think, is a good place to start. Tad looking short there from the captain. The first time we've seen her go agricultural. She's been playing some quality shots.
Like the word you used there, Dennis. Agricultural. Here comes Jayadanya Gunasekar. Something to complain about for Gunasekar. By Salima Imtiaz having none of it. Gunasekar to Fitria. Well, bowls it short and cut behind the square to try and come back, but well fielded, which means that they'll be limited to just one.
Yeah, I don't know if any of the batters has a problem out in the middle because you can see the medical team here for Oman getting ready to run on. Must be tired, I think, the captain, Patunandu. These conditions have been very, very hectic on the players and their bodies. It's so difficult for you to stay in there for a very long time. But 15 overs go 92 for 4 Indonesia.
Bowls it short this time. Cut and cut in front of square. Radharani getting in on the act. Cut in front of square, and that will be 4 more runs.
Yeah, what a quality shot. Gets it, Faiza Javed gets it through the infield, through the covers, and all the way to the boundary. Very, very good shot. Pressure on the bowler immediately after.
Radharani keeps the strike being rotated. You can see Nanda visible in a lot of fatigue when taking her time to get into position.
I told you some of the tricks, Yusuf, you can use. Just tie your laces. I know a friend of mine used to keep running and untie the laces and then waste time just to make sure they can catch their breath. In front, in the gap, Nanda gets a boundary. It's just a field placement of that fielder which is wrong. That's why they are milking boundary through that zone.
She might be tired, but the Omani bowlers are equally tired of her. Gets onto the back foot and slaps it across. A word of reassurance from Jaidanya Gunasekar to Fiza Javed. Javed was incredible with the ball and bat and in the field last game. You can see a very happy Indonesian outfit now. We'll come back into the combox, Dipesh.
They've got good runs. I think from all the scare that had been there in the start is all gone now. Because once you've got 100 plus, I think the last 5 overs for them will be more over just going for the attack, getting as many as runs. And if you remember, Yusuf, this is something similar to what Hong Kong also did. Hong Kong, China, they didn't had a great start, but it was the middle order and the batters who followed later had a plan in their mind to get to 140.
I think yes, Oman have failed to capitalize on the good start they got. I don't think you could have asked for a better start in terms of fortune also. Javed to continue, drops it short, and Radharani once again gets onto the back foot and helps the ball on its way. This is Indonesia pressing the foot on the gas now. Umpire Ankita Guha will say boundary yet again.
That is just phenomenal power hitting. I think something that we are not surprised from Indonesia batters, but I think they're making most of it now. Radharani and Nanda. Nanda has been there from quite some time now with 5 boundaries to her innings. 46 runs of just 42 that she's faced, but on the other end, it is Radharani who is doing the job pretty well. Another boundary for her. 16 runs of 12 that she's faced. Just 2 boundaries to that innings.
They've been very proactive, Indonesia. Come what may, whether in boundaries or not, they've managed to keep that scoreboard running, and that is why they're well ahead of the number of balls. Mendonca, change of angles for her. Skipper takes it on the full, goes the long ball, but doesn't connect it. Fielder at long on cuts it off.
You have around 6 bowlers that you have used till now, but other than Priyanka's that earlier stint of 2 wickets that she got quickly in the very first over of her spell, and Amanda De Costa with 1 wicket that she got. In fact, she's completed a spell, very economical as well. But after that, as you rightly said, that the other bowlers have not been in in that position to kind of accelerate the momentum. This is a good one now. The long on comes a little more uppish, just in between that mid on and the long on area. Just take the center of it.
This time, bowls it short. Appeal from Priyanka Mendonca, but umpire Salima says height. Height, ladies, height is the problem. Priyanka visibly disappointed. Can have a look at it again.
We'll have to see what actually is the concern. I think it was more to do with even the bat being very closer before it hit the pad. There might be a chance that there was a bat pad. Another chance, but the throw is way too wide. This is where now they'll have to be a little more careful, especially Oman, because the singles are coming at ease, boundaries are coming once in a while. But on an average, if one boundary comes in an over, and if you have more singles coming in, you will be at least attending an average of 8 to 9 runs per over. That comfortably still gives a very similar score to what we saw in the first game here at the UKM Oval.
And what also eventually got to the team that was chasing. Once again, Mendonca goes for a fuller delivery. Tough chance. Javed gives it her all. Is that what we saw earlier also was that the teams chasing second, they start well, but scoreboard pressure is a real factor. And Oman, they scored 140 2 days ago. They'll take spirit from that. But Indonesia is no spring chicken when it comes to the field.
End of the over. It's 17 gone, 111 for 4.
Ariani, the new batter. Javed to continue. Indonesia, they'll try to finish on a high here. Once again, trying to look for a run that never existed. Oh my goodness! What have you done? All 4 of Indonesia's wickets have been sacrificial lambs. This one, not any different, Dipesh.
No, there's something different that caught my attention. It was Fiza Javed who clearly had a very good LBW appeal, and it was even approved by the umpire. Look at the keeper. She's like, I don't want to wait for any chances whether it is the LBW will be approved or not, but I want to take my own chance. And she even went to throw the ball on the stumps. It's again, presence of mind is very important, and it's good to see that how can you decide to take 2 wickets on the same ball. Just kidding there, but you can only have 1 wicket at a time. But it's good to see the wicketkeeper thinking one step ahead.
I asked the same question yesterday after a similar incident from our friend Dennis, and he was very adamant with the fact that as soon as the first wicket is gone, the ball is dead. Cynthia Saldana, very experienced keeper for Oman, the new batter. Quite surprised what happened there. Okay, then Nanda comes back on strike. Lack of communication between keeper and field on that occasion. 111 for 5, 113 for 5 now after 17.3 overs. Samira Khan getting that catch earlier in the field. Fiza Javed to continue. She'll once again give the ball plenty of air time, and she goes aerial on this occasion. Ariani, and the ball, does it have the legs? No, it doesn't. De Costa does well to get limited to just 2 runs, and you can see the skipper is tired. Nanda Sakarini, she's really struggling now.
Yusuf, there is one thing that is very important here, because even if the wickets have gone, the runs have not stopped. The consistency of the average, which was there right from the start, has been consistent. So if you talk about 6.5 average, that has always been there, no matter what and how many wickets went.
I think that's two things. One is intent by the Indonesian batters, and the other thing is skill. They practiced and iterated so much that this is yet another iteration for them, and it's goes to say how much they've put in terms of preparation for this tournament. He's a Javed continuing for Oman. This time tries to go big Nanda, but doesn't have the legs to run the single. She's really struggling here. End of the 18th, 116 for 5, Indonesia. Well, she's getting some attention now. It'll be interesting what the umpires decide, whether they are going to allow for hydration or if they are going to ask for a retired batter to come in. Zaidanya Gunasekar to continue, and 2 more important overs. So I think easier option for Nimade Putra Suandevi to do is to get that single. Tries to go for the long ball and immediately gets Nanda back on strike.
Strike rotation, singles, doubles, boundaries, everything has come very handy at this moment for Indonesia. And now just the last 2 overs where they're trying to get to 130-35. Probably it's the boundaries that will decide, but meanwhile it's just singles and bit of a misfield. You'll just give that window of opportunity. And there it is, a well-deserved half century there for Nanda Sakarni. This is just brilliant innings by her. And on the non-strikers end, it was the batters who came in, who left. But 5 boundaries in 48 deliveries with 50 runs to her name. Captain and wicketkeeper Nanda Sakarini taking all the responsibility and playing a captain's knock.
Incredible. She's led from the front, and not the first time she's done this. Whenever there's been a situation for her to deal with, she's dealt with really, really well. And she's run hard in this heat. 30 of her runs, in fact, 31 of her runs have come through running, and she still managed to keep that strike rate above 100. This time goes big. Goes a huge fielder getting underneath it and misjudges the elevation. Samira Khan, the fielder. But that'll be run out. They try to come back for a 3. And Nanda Sakarini goes down trying. In fact, they were coming back for a 4th run. But that happened. And I think the skipper departs for a well-made 51 here. Incredible scenes, and her teammates helping out as she comes out of the playing field. Not easy, Deepesh, batting in these conditions.
She's done the job for the team. That's all that will be important. After a point of time, it's the heat that is catching up, and I think she'll go and rest for some time, and then she will be back to lead the second innings as well. That's too early on the ball, and a dot ball again.
Umpire Salima saying nothing doing. The Oman bowlers have been left bemused by the umpires on occasion. Match referee will have an eye on that, definitely. Match referee Shivani Mishra from Qatar. Zaidanya Gunasekar to Putra Suandevi. Lee Kiao, the new batter. First time she's holding bat in this tournament, if I am not wrong. Such has been the quality of Indonesia's batting that the only way they've gotten out is them getting themselves out. All of the wickets today have been mostly avoidable. Nothing spectacular except for that second wicket of Desi Wulandari. End of the 19th over, 121 for 6.
Oh my God.
Fiza Javed to conclude proceedings. Oman have done well to pull this back, Dipesh.
Last over drama, and that one over, how many runs would be they getting? It's right now 122. I still feel with the way they are going, it should be around 132, 134. First runs of this over goes for a second. Misfield will allow that to happen.
Javed not really happy. She needs to be backed up in the field. Man of the match in the previous game versus the Philippines. Bowled well, fielded well, batted well. She'll want to continue on that momentum today as well. Indonesia now 124 for 6 with 5 deliveries to go. Short and straight back at Fiza Javed, but connects well enough to hit it back right through to the long off field. A chance of a run out at the non-strikers, and then that'll be out. Trying to maximize the run scoring, but good throw down out in the deep means that Lee Kiao will have to leave and take that long walk back to the pavilion, and that should bring Nyoman Mepriani to the crease. Man of the match for her bowling in the previous game, Mepriani. Now she'll have to help out with those last 4 deliveries.
Now I think doesn't matter. It's just about getting the final touches in just the last over. Not much to be thinking about. So 2 runs is something that will be consistent. Fiza Javed almost finishing to a spell, but I don't think so. She'll be finishing it completely because it's the 3rd over of her spell. Another one, and that's gone for a boundary. It's a very well done work here. Needed this one at the last minute, and they've got it 129 for 7.
Javed. Beautiful cricket this. Incredible batting, Lee Kiao. In fact, that is Putri Suandevi who gets yet another boundary. This is incredible batsmanship. Let's go at 133 for 7. 2 more deliveries to go. What do Indonesia have in mind? Javed. That'll be 4 more. This is some incredible batting, hard work to do. Fielded us well to cut it off. 135 for 7 the total now. 1 delivery remaining in the over. And Putri Suandevi has done really, really well to get Indonesia up to that 140 mark. She'd really like to finish off with a boundary or a 6 here. We'll take that total up to 139 and make sure Oman have to chase down a challenging total of 140. Goes big, goes long, fielder getting underneath it, but doesn't have the distance. They'll come back for a second run. End of the innings, 137 for 6 is what Indonesia finished with. And they'll have to chase down an important target of 138 in order to ensure that Oman qualify for the semi-finals and thereby the Asia Cup. Huge stakes here at the Asian ACC Women's Premier Cup 2026, and that's how the batting card looks. Nimade Putri Suandevi batting towards the end, getting a quick fire 23 of 13 and the 20 of 11 by Ratna Devi Vesika, who was incredible up front but ran herself out. And but more importantly, standout innings, 51 of 49. The skipper Nanda Sakarini, and took that total up to 137. And you can see the spirits are high in the Indonesian camp, and important contributions from Radha Rani and Kisi Kase as well, keeping that scoreboard ticking, and they're in a position of strong dominance here. Well, the bowling card not looking too pretty for Oman, except for that first over by Priyanka Mendonca, 2 for 38 for her in her 4 overs, 3 for 14, none for 14 in her 3 overs for Alifia Asif Sayed, did her job up front with a new ball. Fiza Javed and Amanda De Costa, the only other 2 wicket takers. De Costa very economical, just 20 runs in her 4 overs, and equally much by Gunasekar. Susantika Ashok, 2 overs for 11, but just 8 extras. They did fairly okay, except for those phases in which they're excessively expensive. Fiza Javed and Mendonca taken to the cleaners, but delivered with wickets as well. 137 for 7 Oman, and when we come back after the break, they'll be chasing down 138 the Oman team.
Yeah, welcome back to the second innings of our second quarterfinal here at the UKM Oval. Oman will need an answer to 138 that has been set by Indonesia. Indonesia won the toss and decided to bat first. They've been able to put on 138 thanks to the innings from the captain that has put them in a strong position for them to reach the semifinals of the ACC Women's Premier Cup in Malaysia. My name is Dennis Musan, and I'm here with Yusuf to take you through the second innings of this game. Yusuf, what did you make of those first innings?
I think Indonesia did really well to get to where they did after that blunder of a start, giving away too many opportunities to Oman's bowling. But they'll be happy that they got to 137, and a lot will depend on how they bowl this power play. And we all know how threatening Tori can be. Nimade Putri Swan Devi takes the new ball for Indonesia. And Oman on the other side, it will be two important batters, Jaidanya Gunasekar and Nitya Joshi. Both of them have batted long, but they'll have to bat fast now as well.
Again, the engine room for Oman, Gunasekara, she really scores a lot of runs for them. But like Yusuf has mentioned, they will have to come very quickly today because they need about 7 runs every over for them to get a victory. It will have to be a valiant chase for Oman if they are going to take down one of the unbeaten teams in this tournament, Indonesia. The first ball is coming up from Tori to Gunaseka. Wicket, first up. Beautiful delivery to get rid of the dangerous Gunaseka. And Oman are pegged back immediately.
That was a delivery and a half. Incredible ball. Ball hit the top of off. And textbook fast bowler's wicket. Just pitching in that middle and off line and having enough movement to hit the top of off. Lovely, lovely. Look at that, Dennis.
Yeah, wonderful delivery. The type of delivery don't want to get on the first ball. Came back very sharply and beaten all hands up. Feet nowhere for Gunaseka, and that was a problem for her. And Indonesia strike on the first ball.
Fiza Javed, the new batter, promoted up the order. She'll bat alongside Nitya Joshi. Both of this pair will have to work real hard in order to effect something, because now the Indonesians will be jumping. There'll be a spring about their step.
Fiza Javed comes in very early this time. Usually she comes in when they put something on the board. But it's 0 for 1. Leg side, wrong areas, and no ball as well. The free hit now on offer for Fiza Javed to try and free her arms and get the scoreboard ticking.
Sorry to continue. Runs in to Javed, who's facing a free hit. But won't be a wicket since it's a free hit. She'll be kicking herself now. Tori. Oman need 137 to win. Tori to Javed. What's in store here? This time, beautiful delivery. Lots of movement.
Yeah, the movement too much. And we saw from that first ball that got a wicket. She has an in-swinger, but sometimes it can be difficult to control. your target has to be off into middle stump. But if the target is middle stump, most times the ball will just slip down the leg side.
Sorry to Javed. Oh my goodness. Umpire raises the finger. That'll be the end of Fiza Javed. Lots of movement on that delivery. And Tori has found some newfound rhythm and energy here.
Yep, Fiza Javed doing the business for Indonesia. She gets another one to come back into the batter, and Fiza Javed doesn't have the defenses to keep it out. Indonesia 2 for 2 already. You can see it again on the replay. Fiza Javed not convinced that she was out, but that ball came in very, very sharply. Again, no fit movement for her anywhere. And Tori was sure that she got her player. Oman in a spot of bother, not a different situation from where Indonesia were as well. Indonesia are 4 for 2. Oman are now 2 for 2.
Skipper comes out to bat. Priyanka Mendonca has some work to do. There's a work cut out. And Tori in some solid momentum here. Once again, my goodness, the swing on it. Ball goes down to fine leg. They'll just get through for a single. Score moves on to 3 for 2.
I think every time Tori lands it in the good area, the batters are in trouble. They will only be saved by Joshi, who is a lefty. Now the ball will be going away from her. So sometimes I'll tell you, I remember I used to play the game where I was also being killed by an in swinger until our left-hander got on strike. He missed all the balls, but in a way, he had saved the rest of the team.
Lovely. Now Tori bowling the first ball to the left-hander. What she got in store. I directly have a slip with the kind of movement I'm generating and the amount of pressure I'm having the Oman batters under.
Yeah, very good idea, especially now that the ball is going away from her. They could put someone into that slip cordon. It could be an opportunity for another wicket.
Nitya Joshi has to hang in there. In comes Tori. That'll be wicket number 3. Just lobs it on to the fielder at point. And Lee Cow had just had to get under it. Oman digging their own grave at this point.
Yeah, the wickets falling like dominoes for Oman. And Indonesia already in the business. They picked up 3 wickets in the first over. Reaching for the ball, Joshi, no conviction whatsoever in the shot. Just giving some catches to the fielder at point. It's catching practice. And already Oman have lost their entire top 3 batters for only 4 runs, 4 for 3.
Amanda De Costa, the new batter, usually comes in with a finisher's role. But the game is anything but finished now, and Oman desperately need her and the skipper to step up. Now then, lots of pressure on De Costa. Still no slip. And the ball coming into the right-hander. Tori is breathing fire here. Came towards the end, helped with the bat as well. Lots of focus. Oh my goodness. In 2 minds there, De Costa.
Yeah, no idea whatsoever. What a wonderful over. First over there from Torre. Inspired over that has set the game up for Indonesia. An opportunity for them to make the semi-finals of the ACC Women's Premier Cup. And Oman already on the back foot. Small comparison. Indonesia were 4-2. Oman have just lost a wicket more. They are 4-3 in the first over.
They opted for spin from one end. I'm surprised given the amount of movement the other bowler was getting. Indonka cuts it. Chance of a run out at the non-strikers end, but a lack of communication between the fielders. Saving a life for Oman there. And, she's disappointed there, the non-striker. Amanda De Costa. Maybe reiterating that it was her call. Likel. That'll be wide. A run coming after a long time for Oman.
I'm wondering where Amanda De Costa was trying to go because the ball was hit straight to the fielder. Struck well again, but straight to the fielder. You make a valid point, Yusuf. Could have gone with another medium pacer from the other end. Seize more of the initiative.
Exactly. Oman made that cardinal mistake of not capitalizing on the start they got. And now Indonesia need to be very careful. Because these two can bat. Let me tell you that. Both Mendonca and Amanda both can bat really well. And if they bat the 20 overs, Oman really have a chance. They need wickets, Indonesia. And they get one. Oman falling like a pack of cards here. Kuala Lumpur is witnessing a shocking breakdown of top order batting today.
Yeah, Oman now their own enemies. Again, the shot was on for the captain Mendoza, but she just ends up hitting it in the waiting hands of the field at points. And they've lost their fourth wicket and their captain as well. Oman has 66 for 4. 6 for 4. Carried on the replay again. Shot was on, width on offer. But just played the ball straight to the waiting hand of the fielder. And she's grateful enough. A lot of problems, Oman, because they're now 6 for 4.
Score is looking more like a football scorecard, Dennis, at this point. Oman need to find their way. Just spoke about how both Priyanka and Amanda batting through to the end would give them a chance. Now it's a lot resting in the hands of Amanda De Costa. Hina Javed, of course, more a consolidation batter. The kind of player who you have when you want to go after the bowling from ball one. But this is an opportunity for her. Likhao to Hina Javed. Respects the good balls, Javed. Vaishika, the fielder on that occasion. Pushed back by the skipper. What does he have in store? Likhao. Oh, very good delivery. You can see Vaishika immediately running to the bowler to cheer her up. The spirits are high in the Indonesian camp. Pressure telling on Oman. Javed needs to consolidate now. Goes big. Fielder will not be able to do anything to stop it from going over the infield. Very powerful but they'll come back for 2. And at the end of the second over, Oman 8 for 4.
A very rare shot of intent on that final ball from Javed. But every time Oman hits the ball in the air, I'm sort of worrying for them. Looks like everything they've hit in the air, Indonesia have been able to catch.
I was worried for the same thing, Dennis. As soon as the ball went up in there, I was looking for the fielder position for that. Such has been the fortunes of Oman today, except for that first 2 wickets that they got. Sorry. Very dangerous ball. Oh my goodness, that movement. The ball was on its way to Bombay, deflected to Tokyo. Even umpire Guha having a breath of relief looking at that movement. Very experienced umpire, 16 years in the domestic circuit in India, playing for Vidarbha. Comes Tori once again. Shorter delivery, puts it up in the air, capitalizes on it. Gunasekar, in fact, De Costa. And we'll have to wait for umpire Guha's sign.
Yeah, she's done it well. Very good. Another good shot of intent there from Amanda De Costa. She saw the half track and got on it very, very quickly. But what an effort there from the fielder. Never gave up the chase. And she's able to keep it in. Fielding in partnerships. The extras have just been the problem for Tori. Not given. Amanda De Costa wondering the same. She thought she would get a wide. But every time she lands the ball in that good area, there's problems for the batter.
Sorry to continue. De Costa, the batter. And she comes on the offside. Oh my goodness. Then that'll be wicket number 5. Appeal for LBW. And De Costa goes, and that should be probably the hearse being prepared for Oman. And immediate jubilation for Indonesia.
I told you, Yusuf, that every time they land the ball on that good area, the batters have been in problems. This one, a toe crusher from Tori, completely missed by Amanda. And I think she'll have no issues about it. That plump in front. And a good wicket for Tori. Bowling figures of 4 for 7 for her. And Oman, half of their team is back in the hut for only 11 runs.
Well, Susantika Ashok, the new batter. Lots of pressure. Indonesia in position of total dominance here. Oman would have had hopes after that first 2 overs, but Indonesia have cemented their standing as one of the teams to look out for. And it's more likely that we'll be seeing them in the Asia Cup in October. Comes Tori once again. This time she's happy to defend. Everything that Tori touches looks like it will turn to gold. Umpire Guha giving a word of caution to Tori not to go into the danger zone. Tori to Ashok. Oh my goodness. Movement.
And with the wickets that have been picked by Tori, she just creates that bit of doubt in the batters. No one is going to try and swing for anything. I think Indonesia are going to have a change in the keeper. Second keeper already prepared to go onto the field. Well, that's the captain, Nanda Putu. She was struggling while batting, got a good half century, 51 for her. And she just needed to take a breather before she could go in. An ice bath probably must have helped her. Not easy conditions, especially when you go out there and you bat for very long.
Definitely. But I was there the whole innings. Tori once again bowls the delivery, just helps it on its way, short of out of fear than of intention. End of the over. And Oman 13 for 5. You can see even water isn't coming out of the Omani camp at this point.
You must have been a wicket keeper because you have some good words behind the stumps. But even those that are supposed to bring the water, a very good point. I've given up. I think when you're 13 for 5, you start to understand that it's going to be a long way from here on to find 125 runs when the mid loader is also being depleted.
Spirits are very damp in the Oman camp. They would have had a lot of hope coming into this game today. Lee Kao to continue. Nanda back behind the stumps. Goes the aerial way straight to the fielder. This is comical. I am incredibly surprised how this is happening out for Oman, Dennis.
Yeah, Ashok on the other end holds her head in shame because of what she's done. Again, catching practice for the fielder at long off, chipping the ball straight to her. Was in the slot, just needed to play it down on the ground, but Ashok just pushes at it, but chips a catch straight to the fielder at long off. At mid off, who takes a very tidy catch, low, but she holds on to it. And Oman now in all sorts of trouble because Indonesia all over them like a rush. 13 for 6.
Samira Khan, the new batter. They've gone red, the Oman dugout. Not just the jersey color, but even their faces, because they're in utter shock of what's unfolded in front of their eyes. And Indonesia have come up with twice the spirit and steel after those first 2 overs in the first innings. In comes Lee Kao. Oh, lets it go through to the keeper. Umpire Salima Imtiaz at one end. Lee Kao. Continuing. That's all that would be expected of Samira Khan. Not expected to wheel the willow too long. But Oman, they'll have to hold themselves only accountable to this.
Very much. I think they will need to be responsible for the results. I think right now they're only playing for pride, just to make sure there's some respect in their total. It's disappointing to see that even the Ranches is given up inside 4 overs.
There you go. She tries to go for the long shot and plays well. Samira Khan creates room, but nothing more than a single. Brings Hina Javed back on strike. Still struggling Oman. Unless Hina Javed manages to become a national heroine today, it is going to be very tough going for Oman.
Yeah, for her to do that, she will need the partner, a willing partner on the other end. But I'm very impressed by this Indonesia team. Very, very well coached. They show some very good cricketing skills. Shot there from Javed, just get the 1 run. Team that is well coached is very, very easy to see, and you can see the discipline that they have in all the skills. Haven't put down any chances, and they've taken the opportunities. 4 overs gone, 15 for 6 Oman.
Well, then, Tori will continue. Why not? When everything's been going so well for her. Nothing much there. Javed has looked the only batter who's been confident in her own skin since the start of this Oman innings.
I've just seen her in a while there looking like she wants to launch a couple of balls. A chance put down by the captain, run out opportunity as well. I think of running a second, the suicidal one. Will Javed make it? And she does not make it. Nothing is going Oman's way, but everything is going Indonesia's way. An opportunity of a catch missed by Indonesia that created a run out opportunity that they've been able to take. And Oman are now 7 wickets down.
And with that, Hina Javed, bit of hesitation, and Indonesia's fielders ever so alert. That bit of misfield coming in favor for Indonesia. As Hina Javed walks out, she takes along the hopes and the spirits of a Gulf nation that played really well to get this far. They go home with a stain on their clothes, but they can hold their head high. They've come this far. It will be very surprising if Oman make a comeback from this situation.
Yeah, to get this far, they picked up 3 wins in a very strong group, and they had to edge out an impressive Philippine side for them to get this far. So they've earned their place in the quarterfinals. But I think they've just run into a well-oiled machine that is Indonesia.
And you got to give it to Indonesia. After that jump scare up front, they didn't stop. They kept going. They kept being the aggressor. And it has become a child's affair for now.
Yeah, for now, it's just Oman playing for a lot of pride, just to make sure they have some respect in the total, because 16 for 7. Tori with an opportunity to get a 5 as well.
Tori to Lujaina. Just 18 years of age, Lujaina. This time. Nanda doesn't collect the ball cleanly, but no chance of a run. They not even think of running now after what has happened, Dennis.
Usually in this situation, the bowlers just go out there to have a good time. You can say if the batters have failed to get the job done, can't be on us, so let us enjoy ourselves and hang around.
I think it's okay to go down to this Indonesian side. They've been very good, but what you can't excuse is that scoreline that you see, 17 for 7. Oman are a much better batting lineup than that. They got 140 in the previous game versus Philippines, so they are very capable. And that bit of accountability, that bit of responsibility, that pressure absorption has not been something that has happened.
I think when you lose a wicket on the first ball, things just become impossible and difficult. And a big wicket of someone who's been leading their charge throughout the whole tournament. So they've just gone AWOL ever since that first ball from Tory. 5 overs gone, 77 for 7.
Lee Kiao to continue. No change in the bowling. Lujaina, the batter. It's Samira Khan who's batting, in fact.
It's totally clinical performance there from Indonesia with the ball. 7 wickets. And now the T20 game, it is slowed down so much, and you can't help it because when you have so many wickets gone down in the first 5 overs itself, the power play completely dominated by Indonesia.
It's a matter of time, matter of when rather than if for Indonesia. They'll go into that semi-final beaming with confidence. Probably will face one of UAE or the opponents facing them today. Of course, the results still ongoing at the Bayumas Oval. Kiao gives it flight. No chance of any run on that occasion. This time, full toss, but nothing yielding. End of the power play, 17 for 7. It'll be either the UAE or the home team that today's winners will face. Malaysia in a spot of bother, chasing 138. UAE look likely to take that match up. Tory to continue. 4th over of a spell. Lujaina, nothing much he can do other than put bat to ball.
I think 2 things matter here. One is the big game that was coming up, the knockout stage. And I think Indonesia did well with the bat, but I think to give it up for Oman, I think they've been absolutely fantastic in this tournament till now. It's just that one game that is completely turned out not what they thought for, but otherwise, I mean, we also got to give that credit to Oman that they started off pretty well. Who would have thought that 3 early wickets and 2 in 1 over would have come in? I mean, for whatever reasons, I mean, it's a bit batsman mistake, batter's mistake, or whatever the situations may be. But Oman started off pretty well. It's just that they could not carry on the momentum. But I'm sure there is a lot of learnings that will happen in this process, and improvements are always an undergoing process.
Tori to Lujaina. Oh, misses everything. That I think is the first boundary of the Oman innings. Comes courtesy of today's top scorer Nanda Sakarini. Got that 50. Struggling to get to terms here, Oman. Tori to Lujaina. Manages to keep it out, but suddenly it feels as if Indonesia are happy to bide their time, give some of their bowlers some minutes, if anything. But the priority, of course, would be to wrap it up quickly and get a good, deserved, long duration of rest. Oh, lovely piece of bowling. End of over number 7, 21 for 7. Sang Ayume Priyani, man of the match in their second game in the group stage. Well, she's proving why. Wicket number 8. Vesika, comfortable catch for her.
Another one that was not required. Anything that you want to hit in the air or loft it over the shot mid off, you got to be clearing it completely and having the connection on the meat of the bat. Look at that. Not in the position, not a great shot selection, and paying the price for it. Easy catch there. Vesika had got hold of many more difficult catches in her career. This would be the easiest one. 8th wicket that has gone down. Probably what's the discussion just catches my eye is because now probably the idea will be to at least stick on there and play 20 overs. Cynthia Sultana and it's the most senior, most player. Just there in the middle at this moment. Cynthia. Now, what possibly can they derive from this one? Something that is a wait and watch. Oman was looking so strong when they started off in the first innings, picked up wickets, and it was all happening there. The dugout was loudest. Even though that first innings got over, they were still, looking forward for the second innings. But what happened in the second innings is totally turned around the game for Indonesia right from the first over. It's not that it happened in the later on overs, it was right from the first over. The wicket started falling, and once you have the wicket that starts falling, it becomes very difficult. The first one to go was Jaya Danya Gunasekar for no runs on the board. Very first ball that was, then it was Fiza Javed, then it was Nitya Joshi, then it was Priyanka Mendoza, then it was Amanda Di Costa, Sushantika Ashok, then Ina Javed, and the latest was Samira Khan. So the fall of wickets have been in just that 21 runs. The first fall was the very first ball, then it was on 2 runs, then it was on 4 runs, then it was on 6 runs, then it was on 11, then 13, then 16, then 21. And these things keep on happening frequently. And once you start losing wickets, it becomes very difficult, even if there is a set batter on this other end. Now, if you talk about the bowlers, they've done an excellent job. Nimade Putri, Suwan Devi, 4 wickets in that spell of 4 overs, where that 4 overs, 11 runs. Then it was Laikayo with 2 wickets in her 3. And Maya Pirani just got a wicket. This one's again in the air. Will that be caught? Oh, it's down now to only 1 wicket that is remaining in this innings.
Darni Rambubangi, man of the match in the previous game, delivers immediately. Wicket number 9 falls for Oman. It's been a day to forget, and Lujaina's long but uneventful stay at the crease ends. And there will be a lot of thinking in that dressing room that will need to happen after today. Alifia Asif Sayed, the new batter for Oman.
This is just getting difficult now. And it has already got difficult with just 1 wicket to go. Becomes very difficult now to get back at any given point in time. Yes, they must be upset, Oman, but they should remember that they have played some fantastic cricket till now. And a lot of learnings that can go back, start on a fresh page, and come back stronger.
Yeah, what a performance here from Indonesia. I think they will go into semi-finals beaming with confidence and believe that they can go all the way and actually win this tournament altogether. Not just qualify for the Asia Cup, but win this tournament altogether. Because for now, it's just a formality for them to get the results, and the big results against a very helpless Oman side.
Well, yes. Oh, what a stop. This could be again danger. Just that too much time went on when the dive came in, and after that dive, the throw came in. Derni Rambu has got a wicket already. Oh, so close yet so far, Dennis.
Yeah, no idea whatsoever there from Asif. Lighted in the air, beats everything. Halfway stage, not a halfway stage, just 9 overs gone, 22 for 9. family behind the ball, Cynthia. I think the two last batters are just going to enjoy each other. Hold one end, I will hold another. Just don't seem like they're going to play any aggressive shots, but you just stay out there in the middle of the pitch and you enjoy yourself.
I think the tail enders are doing their job, what best in their capacity that they can do, because right now it's such a flawless and clinical performance there from the bowlers of Indonesia. I think it automatically testimonies of the class that they have. White ball there. It just thankfully we didn't had any showers later on, because the day started with some good amount of rain that happened here at the UKM Oval. But thankfully, just when we got into the toss, in fact, the first game was just delayed by 10 minutes, but we got to see a good game of cricket where Hong Kong, China got into semi-finals. On the other end, at the Biomass Oval, it was Thailand who got through semi-final. And now from here on, I think Indonesia would be the third semi-finalist. It's almost now that 1 wicket far that they are. 10 overs gone, 23 for 9. And it is going to be times for a short break. We'll be back very soon.
We are back after the drinks break. A lot of things happening in the first innings. Oman is already 9 wickets down. Up-ish in the air, but this time in the gap, so they'll get a run. Indonesia 1 wicket away from a semi-final place in this ACC Women's Premier Cup. I think they've done the job completely. Dennis and Dipesh still here with you to take you all the way up to the end of the game.
Well, yes, sometimes that last wicket becomes so much in delay that you want that immediately. but I think Oman will take its own time. If not the game, they will like to play as many as overs that they can, and that's why you can see Dennis. They've gone on a defensive mode, and now Indonesia gets a first slip here, just to make sure that no catching positions are left empty.
Yeah, I think they're also delaying themselves. A lot of them are standing off under the boundary. I don't think the ball will get that far. Usually the pace when we're playing back home, when you're trying to get that final wicket and you're sure of the results. What we normally do is the effort from the other team is to keep you in the sun as much as possible. So we hear your teammates telling you that make sure the sun burns them, don't give out your wicket.
Here it's no sun at the moment. It's all breezy. It's all very clear sky actually. Another one driven away. But Dennis, tell us, you've played for the national team of Uganda. Scenarios like this, how much it is it bothers you at that point in time, because you are hunting for the last wicket. You know that you have done so good taking up 9 wickets, and that 1 wicket is just kind of bothering you.
I think as long as they're not making you work hard chasing down balls, never mind it. You just go through with emotions. Ultimately, something will give and you get your wickets. But for man, one of those days that just everything just goes against you. And for today, you can see the final 2 batters even having a hugging between themselves. For them, they're enjoying themselves. And they want this to last for as long as possible. 24 for 9 after 11 overs.
I can imagine that Cynthia facing 16 deliveries but not getting a run. Alifia, Asif. And probably that moment where they, just before the over started, they hugged each other. Probably the message could be, let's stand there. Let's be there. And that's a good spirit of cricket. To fight it out is more important. Another dot ball that will be Shangayu.
Exactly. There's really nothing to lose for them. So they just hang in there, enjoy themselves. If you want to get us out, please do. But if you don't, we shall not give you our wickets for free. And very well bowled. The bowling is also very defensive. So if you're going to bowl outside of stump, that's not where the wickets are. Finally, the wicket comes for Indonesia. Ayu with the breakthrough and gets rid of Asif. And Oman abandoned out for 24 all out. That should be the lowest total in the tournament. Saudi Arabia got 27, but 24 all out is where Oman will finish. She goes back on a full ball, Asif, and it takes out off stump, clipping the top of off to bring up a comprehensive quarterfinal victory for Indonesia, who win by 114 runs.
Well, absolutely nothing much left on it, and finally the wicket comes in. Alifia just trying to play that one, but huge gap between bat and pad, and no escape there for Alifia this time. Oman would be a little upset, but I think the only message that we would like to give them, that it was a wonderful showcase of some good cricket that Oman played in this tournament, the ACC Women's Premier Cup 2026. And when you come back very stronger. Here's the match summary with Nanda Sakarni with 51 runs, got a well-deserved half century. Putri Suwan Devi with 23 of 13 Vesika, another cameo of 20 runs in 11. And it was Radharani with 18 runs, another good cameo. On the other end, Priyanka started off pretty well, that 2 wickets in just an over, turned everything towards Oman, but then capitalizing on that, Amanda De Costa got a wicket, and after that, for a long period of time, we did not see a wicket. It was Fiza Javed then got one more, and Susantika Ashok another 11 in 2 overs that she is given. But overall, Indonesia women finished at 137, giving a target of 138. But what happened in the second innings was a complete turnaround. The wicket started falling right from the first ball, and then it was a never-ending story. It was more to do with the wickets. Putri Suwandevi with 4 wickets to her name. Neoman Maiprini, another 2 wickets that he took. Lai Khayo, another 2 wickets that she took. And Dedni Rambu, another 1 wicket. Not much on the batting card to talk about. It's just single-digit figures that batters came and tried to contribute. But overall, let's give it up for Oman as well, who've had a tough time on the field. But overall in the tournament, they were one of the good teams that we've seen with good performances came from Oman. And it's cricket. Eventually, one has to win, one has to lose. Nothing can be done much about it. But eventually, congratulations to Indonesia for getting into the semi-finals. Very soon, it will be Yusuf with the player of the match and the captains to talk in the post-match presentation.
Hari. Well, good evening and welcome back, folks. We are here for the post-match presentation of the first quarter-final here at the UKM Stadium for the Asia Women's Premier T20 Cup, and it has been a dominant Indonesian performance here, of course. And of course, it was made possible by some key performances today for Indonesia. Their captain leading from the front, Nanda Sakarini, 51 runs of 49 balls, holding that innings together. But of course, the change maker making that difference and dismantling that Oman top order in the first innings in her very effective first and second overs. 4 overs, 4 for 11, Nimade Putri Suwandevi. And to give her the awards, can I have a match referee? And that was Miss Shivani Mishra. And our player of the match, Nimade Putri Suwandevi. If we can have a few words with you. When you went out to bowl, the ball was moving around a lot. I'm pretty sure you would have been very excited.
Yes, it's very excited, and also, with the new ball and open the innings, it's a little bit pressure, but it's just a game of cricket. I just try to think of that.
You really did the basics well and got those wickets, and I'm sure you're pretty happy with the support you got from your partner at the other end as well.
Yeah. My teammates and my captain, they have a big support for me, so yeah, I really feel happy with that.
You've done incredibly well. All the very best for the semi-finals, Nimade. Thank you so much. Well, that is our player of the match. 4 overs, 4 for 11, Nimade Putri Suwandevi. And of course, if we can have Priyanka, captain of Oman, with us. Priyanka, you had a convincing performance versus the Philippines, and you had an incredible start here as well. Where do you think it went wrong?
Again, I think it's the batting order that has completely collapsed today. And again, they also had early wickets down, but they still capitalized and came back strong. I think that's where we need to learn after going back, and we need to, really put our focus into.
I know it's not the most ideal end to the tournament for you, but I'm pretty sure there have been some positives in this tournament as well. You've looked at Fiza's performance last game, yourself leading the bowling. What positives do you take back home?
Definitely, we have a lot of positives because this is our third edition, and the last 2 editions have been really bad for us, and this is the first time we've come to the quarterfinals. So we're going to take the positives, but of course it's very important to take the negatives and work on it, and hopefully after 2 years, we will cross the quarterfinals also.
I'm pretty sure you've led the team with some class, both as a performer and as a leader. I'm pretty sure your team is backing you to the hilt, and all the very best for the future.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, that is Priyanka Mandonka, captain of Oman. And if we can have the winning captain here, Nanda Sakarini. Nanda, bit of a scare up front there. Those 2 early wickets, what was the thinking process as soon as they fell? You went out to bat.
Yeah, there's also pressure for us. There's a 2 wicket and 3 wicket in the first 10 overs. So we just try to stay calm and finish it perfectly.
Your wickets kept falling, but you still kept scoring. What was the messaging from the dressing room?
I think just play long. So if we play long, so there's gonna be a bad ball, so we can smash it for the boundaries.
Last time I met you at the group stage match, you told me Malaysia is going to have a very hard time defeating you. Not just Malaysia, now even in the quarterfinals, you made it very hard for the other teams to beat you. What's your aspirations going into that all-important semi-final?
Yeah, I think it's a proud moment for us. So we just finish it with a win, and also we will continue to the Asia Cup. So it's our dream.
I think you've done very well by your country and by people achieving this here. All the very best for the semi-finals, Nanda.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's it here, and it's been a dominant Indonesian performance here at the UKM Oval, and we conclude proceedings at the post-match presentation.